Hey everybody, Mark again, WeatherMan Plus. Hope y'all having a great Labor Day today. I got an information for you tonight. I was waiting for everything to pop up before I actually post a tropical update, but I'm showing that we actually do have. We have Paulette, we have Rene, we have Sally, we have Teddy, and we do have Vicky, all coming in within the next 2 weeks. So let me get right to it and show you everything that's going on. God bless you. Thank you for watching, and here we go. So here is Paulette. You can see the energy building up all along the rain bands. She is strengthening pretty good. It's a strong storm. I do show that later on it will disappear, but she will reform again. You can see real good the growth coming in these bands. There's a lot of good storms inside this storm right here. It's definitely going to be a strong tropical storm for quite some time before it finally does go back down in strength. And here's Rene. You can see Rene has good formation, good strength as well. As a matter of fact, Rene is going to be the one that passes up Paulette and become a hurricane, not just a tropical storm. But you can see the bands coming. That's why they have the tropical storm warnings out for the Cape Verde Islands. So y'all be aware that it is going to hover around for quite some time. And as you can see, the center is here. It's moving right in the middle of all the islands. So the bands are definitely hitting all these islands as it comes across. You can see this long band here. It just whops all these islands. These are all strong bands coming out. Some very heavy winds, some very heavy rains too also. So if you're in these islands, you should definitely be taking cover already. Because this is definitely a powerful tropical storm coming right in the center of all of y'all out here. So God bless y'all. Please be safe. And here's our two systems back view where you can see both of them. I do show that neither one of these are going to get together and make one big system. I did see somebody had made a video earlier about that, talking about a major hurricane. That's not going to happen, guys. I'll show you, a matter of fact, what does happen with these cells. Here's the infrared view of Tropical Storm Paulette. So you can see that the storms are bursting up all in this thing, and it is staying powerful for quite some time. It's going to stay all the way until Rene becomes a hurricane. This is going to stay a strong tropical storm. It's hard to see when it gets late at night and the sun starts going down out there with the GOES 16. So that's why I got it on infrared. That way you can see the burst of energy coming with this storm. And here's the center core of Rene as it goes through the Cape Verde Islands. You can definitely tell the difference in these two storms. The Paulette is definitely more powerful, but as you see here, Rene starts blowing up with energy as it passes through the islands on the west side of the storm. Look at this. So Rene is definitely getting stronger, and it will be getting a lot stronger through the next day or two for sure. And then what we have next coming off the islands as the next area of watch, and you can see that this area also has a lot of high energy with it. It's already popping off at 40%, and it didn't even come off the mainland yet. That's a big problem. I mean, imagine the storms they're having right now from that. Now, if you go to Tropical Tidbits and you put it right on the 132 hour, and then press play, you'll see that these storms do get close. Matter of fact, there's a low pressure right here that comes up, and this is actually Paulette. It reforms. And then another low pressure comes off the mainland, and it gets on the east coast, and it goes up and goes out, and that has strength up to a tropical storm as well. So here's the official from the National Hurricanes Center. You have Paulette. It has a maximum sustained winds of 35 knots, 40 miles an hour. The central pressure is 1,005. Movement is northwest at 3 knots. It's expected to stay a tropical storm throughout the whole ordeal, all the way until it curves northern by Friday or Saturday. Now Rene has 40 miles an hour as well, and its millibar pressure is 1,001. So it's definitely getting stronger than Paulette. And like I said, this is one that's going to be the hurricane. It's actually predicted to be a hurricane in no time flat. It's showing by 5 a.m. on Thursday. It's predicted to be a hurricane. It did show up to, I believe it was 80 miles an hour winds coming with that. Now its probability goes all the way up to high 80s, almost, it looks like low 90s right there for that one little section. So it does fade away and then pop back. Now the EU model, if you go to the very beginning of it, you'll see the low pressures. This is Paulette coming up, and then you'll see that it starts moving towards towards the East Coast, over Puerto Rico, which is good. And then you see Rene come behind it, and then it actually goes up north, and it shows in the Euro that it all heads up north. This is the wave that comes behind Rene as well. And it shows that these are all pretty much going to die except for the one, the Paulette, that goes up into the East Coast before it heads out again. Now the GFS model, if you go to the 192 hour of it, you can see here's the system right here moving up. And then as it moves up through the days, each day, you can see another system form up right here off the east coast of Florida. That is actually going to move north and northeast as well and move out. But this is about as close as it shows that it comes, and then it starts swirling away. So imagine that the cold front slams it and then starts pushing it away to where it can't do anything anyway. And it does push out the next low pressure system that does form over the U.S. Now this is your 10-meter run. This is your sustained winds. This shows everything about the storms. And up in the front you have Paulette. Behind that, you have Rene. Now also, well, let me show you as we go. I got it on fast enough to where you can see it move, and it won't take forever. That way you can see all the transformations that goes on with this. I'm not showing too much comes out of the system on the East Coast. Just some rain, a little bit of heavy winds, but nothing too serious. Now, as Paulette and Rene makes their move, you'll notice that Paulette up here in the front does weaken and disappear for a moment off the radar. Okay, it goes, I guess, below 1,013 millibars. But Rene shoots sharply north into the Atlantic, becomes a fish story for sure. So you got one hurricane going there, you got one tropical storm coming here, and it broke apart for a minute. Now, as it reforms itself back, you'll notice another wave coming off the east coast, off Africa here. And it'll start pumping up to be a tropical storm as well. Now, whether it's that one or another system that comes off of the mainland and becomes a low pressure on the east coast, whichever one turns into Sally next, and then the one after that will be Teddy. So we have Paulette, we have Rene. Here's one here. This is going to be Sally. And I'm showing it Sally's, let's see, tropical storm. It would have the yellow if it would have the hurricane strength. And then as Sally moves, Sally makes a sharp northern push, and it goes up. This is the closest, by the way, that it showed that that Paulette makes. It is a hurricane. It is a powerful hurricane. But all the models so far have showed that it turns right before it makes it to the coast. And if you watch, you'll see that the reason being is this line right here. This is your cold front. And it comes all the way across the country, and then when it meets up with Paulette, it whops it, and it knocks it east. It pushes it away. So the cold front does help with everything. Sally makes that northern push, becomes a hurricane right there. That strong orange and yellow, that's what that is. And then we have another pressure that comes off of the mainland right here by Florida, and it goes up the east coast. And it does flare up as well to about tropical storm strength. Let me show you right here is where it gets brighter. And see right there, it's 41 miles per hour already. And it does get strong again as it moves north and northeast away. Right there is at 40. So it's still tropical storm. It's going to move up this way and go out. Pauline is gone. Rene is gone. Sally went northern after Pauline and Rene. And then Teddy right there on the east is what just flared up. And then after that, we got this last one that's coming. The last shot we have over the 384 is this storm coming towards the islands, actually. It looks like it's going towards Puerto Rico. We don't know if this is a definite track or not. But as of yet, I mean, it shows that it could almost a Cat 2 hurricane of 90-something miles per hour. This is a pretty strong storm. But it's still so far away, we don't know if that is going to be the true path of that storm. Now, as you'll see that in faster motion, you'll see that Rene goes north, goes up. Paulette heads for the coast. You got Rene heading up. You got Paulette heading for the coast. Then you have Sally down here that forms up. They all head to the Atlantic. And then over here you have Teddy that forms up off the coast, which is amazing because we're almost through all the names already. And then towards the end, here we go. We have Vicky, which is going to be a powerful hurricane. Looks like. I hope it changes course, but that's what we have for right now. You have Paulette. You have Rene. They start heading up. Paulette goes down, comes back. You have a shot of the cold air coming off the east coast. Rene goes up into the fish storm. Paulette heads for the east coast, gets hit by the cold front. Sally down here forms. It heads north towards the Atlantic Ocean, becomes a fish storm. Then you have Teddy over here that forms up off the east coast as a tropical storm. And then down here you're going to have Vicky that looks like it's going to be strong and heads towards, God forbid, I hope it isn't true, towards Puerto Rico. So that's what we have for right now. I mean, that's all I'm showing. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it if you like the video, if it has helped you today. God bless all of you for coming in. I appreciate you watching my video. You know I do. I do care and love each single one of you. Y'all are my brothers and sisters in God's eyes. So God bless you and thank you. Now, Galatians 6. Brothers, even though a man takes some false step before he is aware of it, you who have spiritual qualifications try to readjust such a man in a spirit of mildness, as you each keep an eye on yourself, for fear you also may be tempted. Go on carrying the burdens of one another, and thus fulfill the law of the Christ. For if anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he is deceiving his own mind. But let each one prove what his own work is, and then he will have cause for exaltation in regard to himself alone, and not in comparison with the other person. For each one will carry his own load. Moreover, let anyone who is being orally taught the word share in all good things with the one who gives such oral teaching. Do not be misled. God is not one to be mocked. For whatever a man is sowing, this he will also reap. Because he who is sowing with a view to his flesh will reap corruption from his flesh. But he who is sowing with a view to the Spirit will reap everlasting life from the Spirit. So let us not give up in doing what is fine, for in due season we shall reap if we do not tire out. Really then, as long as we have time favorable for it, let us work what is good towards all, but especially toward those related to us in the faith. Amen. Well, God bless you all. I hope y'all have a great afternoon and a great rest of y'all night, and I hope you had a great Labor Day. We got to keep our eye on these waves. So far, it's showing that we're going to be okay, but there's so much going on, and it's still so far away. I just want to be sure. So thank you again. You have a good night.